Alright everybody, I know that because you're eco-friendly and you're kind to the earth like me, that you've been using reusable shopping bags for a while now. Such as this lovely one from Trader Joe's, or this lovely example made from recycled plastic bags from Smith's. Mine is covered in cat hair. Makes it more eco-friendly. A lot of people don't know that. But so you're feeling all good, and you're using your reusable bags, such as this one from Bed Bath & Beyond, and you're feeling really good about yourself, buying your produce and your groceries. But then, when it comes to buying your produce, you still have to grab these little plastic produce bags. At least you do for me, because you buy like 15 apples at a time, and you can't put them up on the counter one at a time because you would ruin the cashier's day and she would hate you. So I've been reusing these plastic bags for a while now. Look at how many I have. There's got to be a better way, right? Of course there is. And that is where our old t-shirts come into play. So I'm going to show you how to take an old t-shirt, and we're going to make reusable produce bags for using at the grocery store. Fancy, fancy. So that you don't have to use those silly, unfriendly, unearthly plastic bags anymore.
So a lot of you might be thinking, hey, wait a second. I need those bags because that's how I store my produce in the fridge when I get home. And the truth is, these bags are not made to keep your produce fresh. What you could do, and what I do, is I transfer my produce to reusable zipper freezer bags. You can just rinse them out and reuse them tons of times. They last forever, and they keep your produce fresh way, way longer. And the other thing that you should know is that produce that has thick or waxy skin doesn't need to be kept in bags.
I'm going to use this old shirt of my husband's and show you how to make some reusable produce bags. So you're going to spread it out on your flat surface as you can get, with a cat on top of it. That's a very important step. If the cat is not on top, this will never work. Okay, you're so cute. So we're going to start by cutting off the sleeves, and I cut one layer at a time so that, well, actually I don't really know why I do that. Take your sleeves, and we're going to make these into one bag. Each one of them is going to be one side. So you want to make a perpendicular line here, coming from under the underarm over to the sleeve. So I'm just going to cut this off and cut it off on this one. And to make it easier to sew on, I'm going to cut the seam off of both of these. Alright, so these are one bag, so I'm going to put them aside and come back to them later. We're going to cut up the rest of the shirt. If you get a men's big shirt, you can split it into quarters and get 4 bags. And if it's a really big men's shirt, you can get more bags. So this one's not big enough for more than 4, so we're going to do 4. So I'm just going to cut it, and I like to fold mine so that I know I'm getting even cuts. So this is going to be one bag, and this one is going to be a bag. But I'm going to cut off this underarm part so that this side is more even. That's one. Now we're going to do the part that takes the longest, and that's making all of these slits in here. This is important because I've tried a few different methods for making produce bags before, and cashiers need to be able to see what you have in the bag. And at the same time, this gives it a lot of stretch, as you'll see. So, to do that, I'm gonna start with the sleeve to show you how to do it. So at the top I want to leave some room for casing. So I'm going to fold it over maybe 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches, and make it even. And then I'm going to make little slits that are about 1/2 inch long, and I'm keeping my eye on about this point on my scissors because that's how deep I'm going to go. And I'm going to try to space them about a finger width apart. And then you don't go all the way to the edge, obviously. You need to leave room for your seam. So you get your first row done, and then you fold it up like that. And you do it again between that line with the same size of clip. I won't do that. And you just keep folding it like this and making little snips until you do the whole piece. And you want your lines to run up and down on the bag. So see how my bag goes this way? So my lines go this way instead of going that way. Okay, so in the interest of saving time, I magically fast forward it and have this all cut. So, and I'm using a different shirt, you might notice. So here's what the sleeves will look like when they're all cut. Notice how when you pull on it, you get these big gaps. Again, and I left room at the top to make a casing because that's how we're going to make these shut. So this is kind of an odd-shaped bag, but believe me, once it's put together, nobody will be able to tell. So, and this is where the top will be. So you just put it together. We're gonna sew all the way here, across here, and up to the side. So, once you have your bags sewn, as you can see, I've done my 3 sides and I've sewn my casing. You're going to grab your good friend bodkin. If you're not familiar with bodkin yet, you need to go get one. I got mine at Joann's. You're going to see what a lifesaver bodkin is in just a second here, after Kate demonstrates how to walk across the project, even though she's been patiently waiting to the side without needing any attention until just now. So I'm just going to make a little tiny slit. Oh, sorry, I'm going to do it on the outside of the bag. So I'm just going to take it and turn it. I'm going to make 2 little slits that only go through one side. And I've threaded my bobbin with yarn. I'm going to use yarn for this. You could use, obviously, anything you wanted. Alright, you will agree with me that that is way faster than you can do it with a safety pin, so go out and get yourself a bodkin. And voila, that bag is done.